All right, guys, so today we're doing smoked pork belly right here on the Dawgfatha's BBQ YouTube channel. Let's go. All right, so today we're talking pork belly. Now, pork belly is one of those cuts that a lot of people don't even think about, but I'm telling you, if you prepare it just right, it can be one of the most excellent bites of barbecue you ever have. So we've got us a nice little piece of pork belly here. We got this from our local grocery store, and this is center cut. So it's got a great meat to fat ratio. Now the thing about pork belly is loaded in fat. So we're talking 50-50 fat and meat. So you really want to get you a piece that's center cut that has a better meat to fat ratio. That, you know what, it's not going to be less than a 50-50. So that's what we've got here. You can see it's excellent for making bacon. Look at the way that this is just marbled through. So this is a fantastic cut of pork belly here that we've got. Now, when we go to prepare this pork belly, we're going to do it kind of like we do a brisket. So it's going to be a very simple cook. We're going to apply our rub to it and get it on our pit and let it do what it do. So how are we going to season this up, guys? We're going to use Uncle Steve's, and today we're going to be using the spicy R. So this is what we're going to put on it. We're not going to use a binder. This pork belly is already kind of tacky enough. I can feel my glove kind of sticking to it as I kind of touch the meat here. So I know we've got a good tackiness here for this rub to adhere. So we're going to go ahead and get this put on. Now the thing is, you just want to get a good even coat all across this pork belly. So we're going to get all sides. And then remember, we're just going to press it in, guys. Make sure we get it in here really well. So we're going to press, not rub. Why don't we rub? Because we're going to get uneven displacement. So we need to press it in. So that's what we're going to do. So now we're going to flip it over and we're going to get this fat cap side. All right, so we've got our Uncle Steve's spicy R put on here. Now, you know me, guys, I love my black pepper. So we're gonna put a coat of 16 mesh black pepper on here as well. So we're gonna go ahead and get this put on here. And again, we're gonna just press it in, guys. Now you can use whatever rub you wanna use. Whatever's your favorite rub, go for it. There's no right or wrong with this, it's just barbecue. All right, we'll get it flipped over and do the fat cap side as well. All right, so we got this pork belly all rubbed up here with our Uncle Steve's as well as our 16 mesh black pepper. And so guys, it's time for us to get it on the pit. Now today we're gonna be using our Backline Smokers, and this is gonna be our offset backyard pit. So let's get out to the pit and let's get this thing lit up. Let's get this pork belly smoked, all right? Let's go. All right, guys, so we're out here at the pit now, and last time we left off here, we still had the raw unfinished steel here of this pit, but as you can see now we're seasoned. So tell you what, I decided that, you know, you guys, there's plenty of videos out there on how to season pits, but you know what, let me just give you an overview of what I've done, okay? All right, guys, so in order for you to season up your pit, we need to get the entire pit, the inside, covered with oil. Now we use the spray oil that I like to use for easy application, and basically we just pulled our racks, we sprayed the interior of the cook chamber, and we're trying to get all over this entire chamber, guys. Next we're going to put our bottom rack back in, and we're going to spray the entire bottom rack to include the griddle plate. Next up, we want to insert our upper rack, and then we want to entirely coat the upper rack with oil just as well. Now we also need to make sure we spray the lid, so we get the interior of the lid, and we just basically have a great coat of oil for the entire inside of this cooking chamber. Next up, guys, it might be overkill, but I tend to do it, is I spray the interior of my firebox. I get the entire firebox coated in oil, just the same as I did the entire cooking chamber. Now once we got the entire pit, the interior of the pit coated in oil, we then put a fire in it, guys. Now all we're gonna do today is we're just gonna put a fire in it. We're gonna run it up to about 300 degrees, and we're just gonna run it for 2-3 hours. And that's how you end up seasoning your pit. Now, after you've gotten your pit nicely seasoned, you can tell because you got rid of that raw steel look, and now you can see your interior of the pit is starting to darken up. Your racks will look nice and dark. The interior of the lid, as well as the cooking chamber, will look nice and dark. And that's how you know you got your pit seasoned. And so here we are now. You can see we got a nice dark coat on these cooking racks. So we're nicely seasoned up, guys. So enough of that. Let's go ahead and get this pit lit up. Let's get this pork belly on. So today we're going to be using some B&B oak lump charcoal to get this pit lit. Now all we're going to do is just take some of this oak lump charcoal and put it in our fire basket. And now that we've got some lump charcoal in our fire basket, we're just going to slide it back into our firebox. At which point we're now going to get it lit. We're going to be using our grill gun today, guys. Just like that. Let's get it lit up here. So along with B&B lump charcoal, guys, we're going to be using some Texas post oak. And I've got some really good splits here that we're going to be using. So, you know, Texas post oak gives you a good clean flavor, and I love the aroma, so that's what we're using. And so now that we've got a good flame going here, guys, we're going to close up our firebox, and we're going to get our cooking chamber closed up, and we're going to let it come up to temp. All right, so we've got it closed up here, guys. We're letting it roll up to temp. Now today we're looking at our cooking temperature to be between 275, 300 degrees. I figure that's probably gonna get our pork belly done somewhere in the 5-6 hour neighborhood, somewhere around there, 6, maybe 7, we'll see. But hey, we're gonna let this come up to temperature now. Again, 275 to 300 degrees, that's what we're looking for. And we'll get this pork belly on, so I'll see you then. All right, so we've hit our 275, guys, and we're gonna go ahead and get this pork belly put on. We're gonna be putting it on our bottom shelf here. All right, so here's our pork belly. We got it on. I'm putting the thicker part of this pork belly towards the firebox, just because there's more heat coming from that direction. And we'll get it closed up and let it smoke away. All right, so just like that, we got our pork belly on here. Now we're gonna let it smoke here for the next few hours. I'm anticipating we're not gonna even look at this thing for the next 2 to 3 hours, guys. So we're gonna let it smoke away, let it do what it do, let it get some of this Texas post oak flavor. And guys, I'll see you back here 2 to 3 hours, but for you, it'll be just a few minutes. So see you in a minute. All right, guys, here we are through the magic of TV. It's been 3 hours since we put our pork belly onto our smoker. So just been maintaining 275, 300. So let's take a look at this pork belly and let's see where we're going with it. All right, looking pretty good here. Great color on it. Now, guys, again, we've been 3 hours in on this one. And I'm just gonna kind of feel around just to feel it. It feels really nice and tender right now, but I still got a little bit more to go here in this meatier side here. Just to give you an idea, we are at 205 degrees already, so we are really pretty close there. And I know you guys are thinking, well, 205, we should be ready. No, it doesn't feel just quite right just yet here on this side, so we're gonna let it keep going just a little bit longer. So what I'm going to do is I am going to spritz it a little bit here, and I've got my trusty little spritzer here, and we're just going to be spritzing with water. Now you can spritz with whatever you want, whether it's apple juice and apple cider vinegar or colas or teas or beers or whatever you want. I'm just going to keep it simple with water today, guys. So we're just going to give it a little spray down there, and we're going to close it up, and we're going to keep it going for just a little bit longer. We'll check back in about 30 minutes. All right, so we've given this pork belly here about another 40 minutes actually. Got hung up doing something else, so we gave it about another 40 minutes here to get the tenderness the way we want it to be. So we're gonna check it out here, and it's feeling really good. This is feeling really good, guys. So I think at this point we are gonna pull this off and let it rest. So we'll pull it off. We'll wrap it in some aluminum foil, let it rest for a couple of hours, and I'll see you then. All right, guys, so let's do a quick recap of what we did with today's cook. Now, today we're making a great succulent pork belly. We got us a pork belly from our local grocery store, and hey, we didn't even have to do any trimming to it. It was already done for us, so hey, win for us. We got it seasoned up today with our Uncle Steve's spicier, and then once we got a good coating all over this pork belly, we added some 16 mesh ground black pepper. You know, being to Central Texas, gotta have that pepper. So we got the pepper put on it, and then we let it rest. We came out to our Backline Smokers backyard pit where we got it lit up today with some B&B oak lump charcoal. So we added some of that lump charcoal to our fire basket. We got it lit with our grill gun, and then once we got a little fire going on the lump charcoal, we went ahead and started adding some of that Texas post oak. We gotta have that post oak flavor, right? So we ran the pit today at 275 to 300 degrees. Once we got our pit up to temperature and got it leveled off, we got our pork belly and we put our pork belly on. Now today is a very simple, easy cook because you don't have to do a lot to it. We just maintain our temperatures, got the pork belly on, let it soak in that Texas post oak smoke there for about 3 hours or so, where we came back and we checked it out. At that point, we were already approaching 205, 206 degrees, which, you know, is done. Pork is edible at 145 degrees, but we got to get that tenderness the way we want. Kind of the same principles we do with brisket, right, guys? So wasn't quite there yet on the meatier side of this pork belly, so we let it go for about another 30. Turned out to be 45 minutes. Came back, checked it out. The tenderness was there. We're looking good. So we pulled it off and wrapped it up in some aluminum foil where we let it rest for a couple hours. And now you're caught up with today's cook, guys. So let's go taste some pork belly, all right? Let's go. All right, gang, so we got our pork belly here. Again, we rested this pork belly for about 2 hours after we got it off of our pit. So it's rested and it's ready to slice into. Now, I'm gonna be using my Dawgfatha here. This is my Pitmaster knife here. And guys, if you don't have a Dawgfatha, I highly recommend it. Check the links down in my description box. Go check out my affiliate link for Dawgfatha and get yourself a 10% discount on your Dawgfatha purchase. So here we go, guys. We got this pork belly here. It's looking pretty good. It's got a nice little jiggle to it, as you can kind of see there. And so, hey, let's go ahead and slice into this. All right, here we go. All right, so we've got our nice looking succulent pork belly right there. Not really a good smoke ring on it, but hey, we don't care about the smoke ring. That's not flavor anyway. But look at that. Nice little rendered fat right there. Bark on it is looking good. So I'm going to say we're going to have to go ahead and get a taste of this. So, all right, guys, before I bite into this, as I always tell you on these videos, if you like what you saw here, make sure you check out those videos I got right there and click that subscription button up here. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.